Okay, okay. Are we back? Are we back? Can you hear me? They can't hear me yet because Discord is still not having a fun time, but can chat hear me? Oh, are we live?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, finally. Whew. Not sure what's going on with today, but it seems to be cursed. So that's fun.
First.
It might be the weird weather in the area because it's disconnecting like all my devices.
Damn.
We've had some very strange weather, so this is a fun little job.
We're all working together
It's a
to make it beautiful.
collab. Yeah, it's a collab.
Yes, unfortunately I do have to delete it.
No.
Sorry,
Take a
please.
We
screenshot
didn't even
first.
get to name it.
I'll let you get your screenshots. Go ahead.
His name is
You guys
Chad.
got a screenshot. Chad? Yeah.
His name is Chad.
Alright, then everybody
What
say
about
goodbye to Chad.
Chaz?
Chaz. Oh, it's too late.
Too late.
Chaz! No. Chaz.
Oh.
Alright.
Oh, well.
So, I don't know what the last word you guys heard from me was.
It was right
Right.
before, like.
It was right
vanished
before you
into
gave
the
us the thing.
Astral
Yeah,
plane.
right before
And
the
the
note.
constellation looked like, and then it
Yeah.
And then silence.
Just
And we
waiting.
sat there.
Yeah.
We're like,
Wait, did it
we're
not
gonna
pop
do
up?
what?
Did it not pop up
No.
It popped
No,
up
it didn't.
once
Pop
you
up afterwards.
reconnected.
either? Okay, it
Yeah.
popped up.
So we're looking
Cool.
at it now.
Okay, we'll look at it.
Yeah.
So the constellation looks like this, and the scribbling above it titles it Hestia's Chalice, and its guiding star at the very center there is labeled Endless Well. And actually, there is a third constellation jotted down in this book on another page, though that appears to be all as NG kind of flips through. And so the third one, before we disconnect again, the third one looks like this, and there you go. The third constellation looks like this and is titled Sindrin the Great Worm. Its guiding star in the eye of the dragon is labeled Whirling Eye.
Are there any star charts around the room?
Well, this is your star chart.
There's only three constellations in the night sky. Fuck. All right.
For this for the extent of this book, probably, but
Re-exists.
you're
Dan.
not a Circle of Stars Druid, so that's not your thing.
Chalice. Dragon. Okay.
We'll make our own constellation.
Good. I'm really glad you
Oh,
picked up on
God.
that time.
Yeah.
Archer. Okay.
Perhaps there's more.
What, do you guys think perhaps the thing we tried to touch earlier and then it disappeared, do you think it might have been something like this?
It
Perhaps.
was
Where did I go?
vaguely the same shape, so maybe.
Oh my god. I deleted. Sorry.
How embarrassing.
Hmm.
Oh,
I
Oh,
think
wait.
they were after the.
Okay.
I think they were after the stone.
What is this thing? He's turning over the purple stone in his hand.
I believe. Well, as far as I know, and I do not know enough yet, I think that might be concentrated ether. But
But the aether vats that we were looking at before were blue.
no.
And
Yeah,
This is
but I
deep
thought-
purple. So it's close to
I thought-
Uzma.
Oh. Could we concentrate Uzma?
What?
Without
We
killing.
distill him.
I do not appreciate the direction this conversation is going.
Well, you're necromancy, so you wouldn't die.
Yeah, you can just come.
I am. Yes, I believe I am necromancer.
So. Anyways, it's true. They were blue. Perhaps the purple has to do with the constellation that the aether comes from?
Potentially, this was jammed into, well, between the pages of. He kind of scans Nori the Dreamer and Hestia's Chalice.
You can combine them. Hestia's Chalice.
Perhaps we could show Master Avogadro. Maybe he would know.
Well, yes, we must. There are many things we need to tell him.
You're certainly right about that. We have that spell book you were talking about over there. We have this. We have the telescope. We have all of these books. He motions to the massive amount of bookshelves. I think we really have our work cut out for us. Did you try the door on the western side of the room?
Not yet. Although I did see it earlier.
Speaking of, Carnation, perfect timing. You take a look at these stone doors here. There is a divide down the center, but they look rather sturdy. And drawn on them, again in chalk, is an absolute mess of sigils. Especially for you, Carnation. It's just a very complex mess. But one thing that you do know for sure is that there's a large smear down the side of it that just sort of makes half of it illegible that you're probably sure isn't intentional.
I'm gonna touch the door.
What does this mean? I say we smash it.
Nothing happens when you touch it.
Lick it.
Are there, like, doorknobs or handles or...
Nope.
It's
Alright,
sigils, though.
I'm just gonna push on it as hard as I can.
Doesn't move.
Please open. Now push it.
Nothing happens.
Oh my god. Everything's magical here, and I don't understand. Also, points at smear. You can't read what this is because it's smeared.
Yeah, the chalk is smudged, making half of it illegible.
Does the other half look familiar to any of us?
It's the same kind of sigils that you've been seeing throughout Starlight Hall, but it's not this star sign, and it's not the other sort of orbits that you saw in the center hall in the foyer. It's something new entirely, but again, half of it is illegible, so it makes it pretty hard to even tell what it's supposed to be.
Have you tried
Well, I
using
mean,
the
this
stone?
book is about astronomy.
Stone.
Maybe it's in here.
Try the stone. Get the stone. Hit it with the stone.
Can I, like, quickly flip through the pages to see if anything matches the half that's
Yeah, you scan
not
the
smeared?
you scan the old tome and look for something that looks like the half that you can see, but nothing looks familiar. Whatever it is.
Does it
it's
have
not in this
anything
book.
on the runes themselves?
Nope.
Damn. Surely they must have wrote these down somewhere.
Does it look like it has a keyhole or anything like that?
It does not. Yeah, Andrew sort of pushes on the door a little bit. Well, it's certainly stuck. Some sort of seal, perhaps?
Anything
Seal.
over here?
Where are you? There you are.
On the right side.
What were the two spells in there?
Lunar Chill and Moonstone Shard. There is a small little glass sphere in that desk. Lucan. But other than that, it's just a bunch of research notes, dense research notes that would take a while to scroll through.
Okay, I'm gonna take the glass sphere with me.
Is there anything in this one?
More research notes.
Okay. What
It's
if
a
one of us?
massive library of research notes.
What if one of us tried to cast Lunar Shard on this?
Well, I mean, none of us really know how to use it, so I don't think that would go very well.
Very true. Very true. Hmm.
You don't suppose... Well, perhaps we ought to get Master Avogadro's aid. We've been through quite a lot today.
I suppose.
Bring back the research that we found and scan through it, see if we can find anything about this seal.
We're gonna need a whole team to get all these books back.
Not to mention some guards in case we have to fight that thing.
Oh.
Did you guys forget about that thing?
No, that
Yeah,
fascinating.
it's in my memory lock. It's all the way back in my mind. Does not exist no more.
I wish I could forget about that
I
thing.
could never forget something like that. Fascinating.
Is anyone going to get dogwood?
Oh, right.
Oh shit, yeah.
Andrew, don't you worry, I got it.
Andrew was just kind of trying to drag like sort of the back of her armor, trying to drag her along, but he's not very strong, and
Yeah.
he's very wounded.
Andrew, it's fine. I got it. Don't worry.
You sure?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna give you.
Oh dear heavens.
Actually, I cannot give you control of Dogwood.
Oh, fun. Just
So, Dogwood goes.
I throw Dogwood across
the room.
Yep.
Killing her instantly.
With a very impressive feat of uncharacteristic strength, I throw her into the door where her head cracks open and she dies. Sorry.
So
That's going to leave at least a concussion.
you all make your way out of the observatory, back into Starlight Hall, where things are as you left them.
I'm gonna put my ear up against the door over here.
You don't hear anything.
Oh boy.
Alright, good.
I reckon we best be getting on now.
Yes, we have to go back in order to come back.
So you make your way back out of the first portal that you entered and out into the old cabin. Things are as you left them there as well. It's now far deeper into the night, but what are we gonna do?
I'm gonna take Uzma out.
Very well. Yes, you had need of my incredible intellect.
Just wanted to let you know that you're, like, completely out of that place. Like...
Well...
Through 3 portals and now you're
He
no
looks
longer
around.
in that.
He looks around.
Play.
I still have no idea where we are. This does not change much for Uzma.
Well, maybe some fresh air would be good for you.
So you make your way back out of the cabin and into the night air around Starlight Lake.
Tap, tap, tap. Water is water.
It
Unless
is
water's
indeed
not
still water.
It is indeed water.
I have a question. Do you think we needed to come back to this very spot in order to teleport back? I have the thing with me.
Oh, no, we didn't.
Oh, that's what I thought. I was too busy.
I thought you were looking for something, so I followed along.
Hmm.
I just wanted some fresh air.
Embarrassing.
Oh. Alright, well, I mean... Shall we? I mean,
I guess. Didn't we come here to look for somebody? We never found somebody.
She's
We
dead.
never found that person. Oh. Yeah, probably, yeah. No, she dead.
No, she's dead. We found out.
Oh,
Mission accomplished.
the
Her-
fuck was
her-
I? Well, mission well done, gang. We did it.
We heard her
Oh,
about her being
Carnation.
dead like a while ago.
Never
And
changed.
Carnation's like,
The whole
what?
She died?
No,
Fade
okay.
to black. The end.
That's it.
Oh my
To be
Credits
fair,
roll
we
across the
only-
screen as we freeze frame.
We only know
It's like
that
all
her
of us jumping in there.
granddaughter-
Yes, jump high five.
Jump high five. And
Jump
it just
high five.
Hesper is dead splashes across the screen.
I actually
And we're all
need
like
to go,
smiling. Thumbs up.
So,
Okay.
Okay.
you channel the magic through the returning stone, and after 10 minutes of waiting, in the night air, looking up at the multitude of stars above you, you feel that same lurch in your stomach as a circle begins to envelop you, spinning across the ground like ley lines, and then you are blinded once more by light. You can head out if you need to. We're just wrapping up.
Oh, okay. It was nice playing with you all again.
No, it was very nice. to meet you.
Thanks, bye.
And so, as the blinding light fades, you find yourselves standing back in Avogadro's tower. And he was sort of distractedly reading one of his books at his desk, but he looks up and says, "Ah, you're all back. Well,
You
how
are
was
not
it?"
gonna believe this shit.
Well, looking forward to hearing it. What did you find?
Death. A lot of fucking death.
They all look at each other and it fades to black.
Yep.
Then
What'd you find? We all look at each other. We
Perhaps-
found a lot.
perhaps if you're all exhausted, then we'll have a look through it another time. Tomorrow, perhaps.
Yes, perhaps
Carnation's
that
already
could be
out.
Perhaps that one had to go to the bathroom.
I gotta take a very long bath. to rub on
Teleportation,
myself.
teleportation sickness, perhaps.
Mhm.
Well, someone check in on her and make sure that she's all right before they head off to bed.
Oh, I have some light reading for you.
Yes.
Light reading.
Yeah, he's gonna give him the book with the spells.
This is one of Hesper's tomes. Did you run into her then?
He's dead!
As far as we know, unfortunately,
Oh.
she is in fact dead.
Hmm.
At least her grandchild thought so.
Oh, then you ran into little Cassiopeia then.
Through readings, she's also missing.
Missing?
Well, maybe, perhaps not missing, but not on the scene, as it were.
Well then, we have much work to do. Hesper's studies were marvelous. we ought to see if there's any that we can continue.
Oh, most assuredly.
I shall read through this tonight, and we'll have much to speak about in the morning. But you all look rather battered. Did you run into a spot of trouble?
I have no idea.
What happened to Miss Dogwood? She just slumped over Marlo's shoulder.
Just a mighty powerful sleep spell, in my opinion.
So getting ahead of the rest of us then, eh?
I wish I was in her shoes, right? Good sir.
Well, I shan't hold you any longer then. We'll speak about your travels in the morning, and we'll try and document what we can. Off to bed with you all.
You'll hear no complaining from me. And I'm gonna drag Dogwood out.
I look forward to continuing our research.
So you all sort of file out and back down the spiral staircase of the tower, each heading towards the southern hall, where the dormitories are. Each of you with your own little separate room, and feeling rather burnt, a little bit frostbitten, and a little bit injured. You all say your goodnights and turn off towards your own rooms. And Andri wishes you all good night as well, just kind of still turning that small little crystal over in his hand, kind of a little bit lost in thought. But you all wish each other a good night and take your well-deserved rest after quite an adventure in Starlight Hall. Questions still lingering in your mind as you fall asleep, but such is the way of the Candletree Consortium. And so we'll call it a night here.
Sometimes we definitely didn't almost die.
I got murdered.
We have to laugh through the pain. Anyway, I gotta run because my phone is literally about to die, so. But it was really fun playing with you guys, so.
Yeah, it was nice to play with some people who haven't gotten to play in a while.
Yep. Anyway, have a good night, y'all.
Good night.
Take care, everybody. Have a good night, everybody. I'll still do the wrap-up spiel for the stream, but if you need to leave, feel free to duck out and go off to bed if you need to. All right. Lots of lore in that one. But that was the purpose of Candletree Consortium. We wanted to explore some of the lore parts of the world through little short one-shots and take some little concepts that we hadn't gotten to explore yet and flesh them out a bit. So, I didn't write that one for 5 people, so that was chaotic. I figured we would just have we'd have like 3 people.
I thought it was fantastic.
But it was a lot of fun, so I'm glad everybody enjoyed it too. Yeah, lots of lore. So yeah. We'll eventually be doing some more Candletree one-shots. There's a lot of different stories. Every character who's added to the consortium sort of has their own little plot line. All of you guys have your own little motivations and stuff. So the goal is to kind of center them around those. It's basically a means for me to facilitate just a bunch of one-shots that we can have fun with. And so I'm gonna, if you have lots of written backstories for your characters, those of you who are still here, then send them to me, and we'll try and write some one-shots that explore what your character's goals are, because that's the point. It's a bunch of random people assorted into random groups that try to help each other out. But what were you gonna ask?
Do we get to keep these characters in the consortium?
Yeah, so everybody who plays with me gets their one consortium character that's just like a persistent character. So anytime we need to do a one-shot,
perfect.
So if you ever need to do a one shot and you're around on the day when we can do a one shot and we got empty slots and you're like, oh, I can play, then you'll pull back up Penvire and you might be with different people next time, but Penvire is still your consortium character, and so you would come
Be a
back to
new
those
gang.
characters. So it might even be entirely unrelated to story to Starlight Hall if you're just if you're joining in on a different group's thing, then you might be doing something completely different. But such is the way of the consortium. It's sort of a bunch of
That's
persistent
cool.
storylines told through player-driven stuff. So it's just kind of everybody has their own little character. If your character dies, then you can roll a new one, but nobody's going to roll more than one. So these are your consortium characters. That's sort of why I was phrasing it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Pennsylvania, yeah. Yeah, that's how the consortium will sort of work. That one went a little bit longer than I was expecting because A, we had a bunch of tech difficulties, which sucked, and then B, you guys spent ages talking to Uzma, so,
Yeah.
which was very
Uzma
fun.
was,
Which was very fun.
lovely.
It was very fun. But you guys brought Uzma back with you, so he's a part of the consortium too now.
Hell yeah. We did a good job.
So we can wrap up here for the night. As far as things go, I'm not incredibly. Oh yeah, Chibi, I figured you'd like Asidra. I like him too. He's fun. But we have reoccurring characters. We need reoccurring villains too, right?
Yes. Oh yeah, he was great.
Okay, good.
He made me sad.
He was.
Also like
Go ahead.
oh, he also likes Pen's face. So Pen
He
likes
did
it.
not like mine, and that's why he made me sad.
He's literally designed to be able to just switch his powers at a whim, so that I can just make him whatever I want.
Oh, that's awesome.
With his masks, so
With the masks.
that's
yeah.
the point of Asidra, is that he can be any boss I want him to be.
Fantastic.
So, as in regards to next week, the campaigns that are running Whispers in the Woods on Tuesdays, they haven't gotten back to me as to a hard yes or hard no, but they probably should. They probably should be around.
I'm a hard yes.
So, okay, perfect. There's one hard yes. So Whispers in the Woods, if it happens, it'll happen at 7 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. And again, that campaign is exploring a castle in the Feywild, the Briar Keep, in an attempt to stop the Black Mold from taking over the forest of the Fairfolk. Last time they just managed to stop the source of the mold itself, and now they are setting their sights on the woman who created that source. So it should be an interesting session. On Thursdays, also 7 p.m. Eastern, we have Seas of Sand. They are exploring an ancient temple in the middle of the desert kingdom of Zul'Gran in an attempt to learn why a bunch of Yuan-Ti cultists are teaming up with a bunch of Gnollish bandits and what that goal might be. So they're exploring the temple, the Scorpion's Den, it's called. So check out the Thursday streams for that. And then usually on Saturdays, but unfortunately next week we won't have one because I'm busy on Saturday. And one of the other members is busy too. But usually what happens at 8 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays is Dreamwalker. Dreamwalker is a campaign where the 3 party members have, with the aid of a dream druid, entered the dreams of a young girl who is being possessed by a demonic entity in an attempt to, after entering the dreamscape, excise that demonic presence from within. And so they just managed to beat a boss, and they're trying to figure out how to get deeper into the dream, to the next layer, if you will. So those are the 3 campaigns currently running on this channel, for those who are unfamiliar. Again, all of them take place within a persistent living world, so actions of one group and even actions of the one-shots can affect other groups. All the characters are persistent, and characters reoccur, and things have consequences. So, if you want to be kept up to date on stream times, you can follow me on Twitter. If I'm ever going to change something, schedule something later, or switch the day around, you'll find it there. But you can also feel free to join our Discord. I do the updates there too, and we have channels for all the campaigns where you can discuss what happened or what you think might happen. We have a meme channel for all your shitposts, and we have an art channel with a bunch of really, really talented artists doing a lot of really, really good art that you can scroll through. So feel free to join that. It's not just for players. If you ever miss something and want to be up to date, go back and watch an old campaign or get caught up on a currently running one, you can check out the archive. The link is there. I move all the VODs from here over to YouTube so that they can be documented. And if I ever forget something and need to make sure it's consistent with the living world, I can go back and reference the actual stream itself. But if you want to get caught up, that's where you can find it. If you want to read about the world itself, Grand Lorien, then you can check out our World Anvil, where I have placed information on factions, the kingdoms and the continents, and a lot of the deities, the pantheon of this world, the gods, if you will, as well as a few characters as well. So if you want to do some extracurricular reading and really get caught up on some of the lore of the world, then that's where you can do it, because all that juicy stuff is there, and it's always being updated, so you can check back from time to time and find some new pages. I often post in the Discord when I add a new page, so take a peek if it interests you. Other than that, thank you very much for stopping by. Very grateful for the raid and for everybody who followed. That was really wonderful, so thank you for that. This group was a lot of fun. Some of the people here were in old campaigns like Hearth and Home and Silver Song and stuff. Yeah, we do have a lot of lore. So yeah, all the links that I just posted in chat, if you ever forget them, you can just scroll down in my about section. They're all there too. So if you ever lose them, go check out the about on Twitch. That's where you can find them all. But yeah, thank you all for stopping by. It was nice to have a one shot with some players that I haven't played with in a long time. That was really nice, and this was just a fun story that I wrote. So I'm glad that they enjoyed it too. Yes, it was a good time. So Starlight Symphony will probably return at some point, but again, these are just kind of inconsistent little things because it's whenever we need. We haven't played in a while because of cancellations, and I just want to do a session. That's when we bring up the Candletree Chronicles. So they're a little bit more inconsistent than your usual campaign, but they're just fun one shots. So each of them kind of is their own little story, and we have fun. Other than that, I think we'll wrap up here. So thanks again for watching. Thanks again for all the follows, and I hope you all have a wonderful night.
Thank you for DMing.
Yeah, thank you for playing, and have a good night. Charlemagne Shackleford signing off.
Night.
Good night, everybody, and we will see you next time.
Yay.